fragile blue marble, adrift in the vast cosmic dark. Our story begins here. A great cold is coming, a planetary winter that will change our world forever. In Africa, the cradle of humanity, the ancient forests begin to retreat. This is the Great Rift Valley. A new world is being born from the old. Deep within these shrinking forests, our earliest ancestors face an uncertain future. This is Australopithecus, not yet human, but taking the first crucial steps. In this world, danger was a constant shadow, a presence always felt. The savannah, an ocean of grass, offering both opportunity and exposure. To stand on 2 feet was a revolutionary act, a new perspective on the world. They were small and vulnerable, pioneers in a vast and unforgiving landscape. Standing tall offered the first true advantage, the ability to see beyond. Survival depended on finding sustenance in a world of scarcity. They shared this world with giants, titans of a bygone era. Every drink of water was a gamble, every moment a test of awareness. Nature's power was absolute, a force to be endured, not controlled. The world grew colder, drier. Change was the only constant. Adapt or perish. A new mind is emerging, one capable of seeing the world differently. The bounty of a kill was locked away, protected by hide and bone. But in the mind of this new being, an idea was taking shape. With a single sharp fracture, the future was written in stone. Technology was born. He held not just a rock, but a key to unlock a new world. The sharp edge of stone gave access to a vital source of energy. Inside, the bone was marrow, the high-energy fuel for a growing brain. With tools, cooperation became more effective, building the first communities. This new diet would power the most complex structure in the known universe. Over millennia, the human brain began its incredible expansion. Technology became power. The scavenger was learning to fight back. As Africa changed, the pressure to move, to explore, became irresistible. A new ancestor appears, taller, faster, and destined to walk the earth. Homo erectus, the upright man. His gaze was fixed on the horizon. This body was built for endurance, for chasing the horizon itself. The hand axe, a tool of symmetry and design, a plan held in the mind. They were no longer just scavengers. They were becoming hunters. Cooperation, strategy, and courage. The hunt was a complex social event. Success meant survival. For the entire group, a shared victory against starvation. For the first time, our ancestors ventured out of Africa, a journey of discovery. They spread across the globe, adapting to every new land they entered. But in the north, they faced a new and terrible enemy, the ice. From the sky came a terrifying and wondrous gift, a power from heaven. In the flickering, dancing light, they saw not just destruction, but opportunity. Fear had to be overcome. Curiosity, the defining spark of our lineage, drove her on. To capture fire was to capture the Sunday dot. It was a moment that changed everything. This fragile flame was more precious than any food. It was the seed of civilization. For the first time, there was a place of constant warmth and light. A home. The terrors of the night were now held at bay by a wall of light. With fire, tools became stronger, deadlier. Technology took another leap forward. Cooking food unlocked nutrients, making them easier to digest and absorb. This simple act provided the energy needed to fuel an ever-growing mind. Around the fire, the first societies were forged, built on shared stories and safety. Knowledge could now be passed down, a chain of wisdom linking generations. The mind could see the tool within the stone before it was ever made. Life became more organized, the first blueprints of a structured society. Complex strategies were developed. The hunt became a battle of wits. A silent language of cooperation allowed them to achieve incredible feats. The great ice sheets advanced and retreated, rewriting the map of the world. In Europe, a different kind of human evolved. Masters of the cold, the Neanderthals. Their tools were sophisticated, perfectly suited for their world. They were immensely powerful hunters, confronting megafauna at close range. Within their clans, they cared for each other, a deep capacity for compassion. They buried their dead with care, a sign of a mind pondering the great mysteries. But back in Africa, a new human was emerging, one destined to change the world. Homo sapiens, wise man. In their eyes, a new kind of creative fire. Their technology was precise, efficient, and designed for a new way of life. The spear thrower, an invention that allowed hunting from a safe distance. This was a triumph of intellect over brute strength, a new path to dominance. For the first time, there was beauty for its own sake, the birth of art. Armed with new tools and a creative mind, Homo sapiens began their own great migration. In the heart of Ice Age Europe, two human species would finally meet. They were cousins, separated by 500,000 years of evolution. There were moments of contact, of exchange, of mutual curiosity, but they were also competitors, hunting the same animals on the same land. One relied on power, the other on innovation, a contest for survival. For the Neanderthals, the world was changing too fast. Their time was ending. In the deepest, darkest caves, a new kind of magic was being made. A handprint on a wall, a signature reaching across the abyss of time. The mind's eye could now project its visions onto the world itself. This was more than art. It was a spiritual world, alive with power and meaning. Here, culture was born, passed from one generation to the next in story and image. An entire branch of the human family faded away, leaving only whispers and ghosts. Alone at last, Homo sapiens stood as the sole human species on a planet of ice. At the peak of the great winter, Earth became an alien world of ice. This was the Mammoth Steppe, a vast, frozen kingdom ruled by giants. Survival in the extreme cold was not a matter of evolution, but of invention. Through culture and technology, we made the most hostile place on Earth our home. To hunt a mammoth required more than courage. It required a plan. Intelligence and cooperation became humanity's most effective weapons. From the bones of the hunted, they built castles against the cold. In the heart of the ice, culture and community burned brighter than ever. They created art that celebrated life and fertility in a world of seeming death. In the deep caves, they journeyed into the world of spirits and stories. But the great winter could not last forever. The world began to warm. The melting of the ice unleashed floods that reshaped continents in an instant. As sea levels rose, ancient lands vanished beneath the waves, creating new coastlines. The frozen steppe disappeared, replaced by unfamiliar dense forests. The world of the great mammoth hunters was vanishing before their very eyes. The giants of the Ice Age could not survive the thaw. An entire era ended. Humans adapted, finding new sources of food in the rivers and forests. A tentative truce with an ancient rival would lead to our greatest partnership. In the Fertile Crescent, the stage was set for our greatest transformation. The end of the Ice Age was not an end, but a new beginning. They began to manage the wild world, harvesting nature's bounty with new efficiency. For the first time, hunter-gatherers began to build permanent homes. A simple observation would spark the most important revolution in human history. This single, deliberate act would forever change the face of the earth. We were no longer just foragers. We were becoming creators of food. We began to tame the wild, bringing animals into a new partnership with humanity. A surplus of food created a new problem: the need for defense. From villages grew the first towns, a radical new way of living together. Art and spirituality moved from the secret cave to the center of the home. The agricultural life brought new forms of labor, endless and repetitive. This new diet came at a cost, written in the decay of our teeth. Pottery, a technology essential for storing the surplus that farming created. By mastering fire in a new way, clay could be made into permanent stone. The idea of farming spread, and with it, humanity's impact on the landscape. Animal power transformed farming, allowing for growth on an unimaginable scale. Society became more complex, with specialized roles for everyone. The first, economies. Organized religion emerged to explain the new world and unite its people. From strange green rocks came a magical substance, a metal that shone like the sunday. The Copper Age had begun. Tools and weapons would never be the same. We began to reshape the very earth, bending the rivers to our will. The wheel was invented not for transport, but to bring speed and perfection to art. On an axle, this simple invention would revolutionize trade, travel, and warfare. Weaving transformed fibers into textiles, a new medium for technology and expression. An entire civilization was built on the predictable rhythm of a single river. Success created a new challenge: how to remember, how to record, to hold an idea in your hand. This was the birth of history itself. Writing allowed human memory to become permanent, a legacy for the future. By mixing two soft metals, a third, harder one was born: bronze, the Bronze Age sword, a weapon that could arm empires and carve out kingdoms. With cities and surplus came a new, terrible invention: organized warfare. The clash of bronze on bronze became the soundtrack of this new civilized world. Society was no longer equal. The age of kings and hierarchies had begun. The labor of the many became the foundation for the wealth of the few. Trade networks connected distant peoples, spreading goods, ideas, and conflict. By tracking the heavens, we began to understand the patterns of the universe. Formal education was created to pass complex knowledge to the next generation. We built artificial mountains of our own, stairways to the heavens. Grand rituals united thousands, creating a shared identity and purpose. Art and wealth reached new heights, reflecting the power of kings and gods. We began to tell epic stories, wrestling with the meaning of life and death. The quest for better technology, for a sharper edge, never ceased. We learned to organize human labor on a scale never seen before. Some civilizations celebrated art and life, a vibrant piece before the storm. We learned that nature's power could still erase our grandest designs in a day. From common rock came a new metal: iron. It would democratize warfare and tools. From a small tribe came a radical idea that would change the world: one God. A simple alphabet, created for trade, would put writing in everyone's hands. With the alphabet, philosophy, democracy, and drama could flourish. Engineering and law could now build empires meant to last 1,000 years. We built libraries to house our collective memory, the wisdom of ages. The journey began with a single step, on 2 feet, then a thought, given form and sharpness by our own hands. We tamed a star and warmed our world against the endless night. We learned to capture our dreams, giving a voice to our souls. We remade our relationship with the earth, planting the seeds of our future. We learned to record our past so that we would never forget. We looked to the stars and began to understand our place in the cosmos. Now, we look inward, reading the ancient code written within us all. We built worlds of stone and law, of art and memory. From a single footstep to a planet of light, the great human journey continues.